All right. Welcome back to my channel. Carl Explores SF is here for another episode. So we are here in Hunters Point district of San Francisco. Hunters Point, I did a video like 6 months ago here in Hunters Point, and I showed you guys the developments that's going on here. Hunters Point is an old neighborhood, has a lot of history, going back to the 1800s. And when I last did my video, I showed the ongoing construction that's going on here, new apartments and so forth. So right here, right behind me, you can see is the bay. If you can make it out, you'd actually see the Bay Bridge straight that way. Now here, this is called the San Francisco Hunters Point Naval Shipyard. So this used to be the naval shipbuilding base here in San Francisco, especially going back to the era of World War II. They built ships or battleships and so forth. And there's remnants of the naval base still here. And from where I'm standing, it's now condos and apartment buildings. And let me show you the progress that they've done with these apartments here in Hunters Point Naval Shipyards. So here we are, one of their signposts, San Francisco Shipyard Residences. So a lot of this is built by the developer Lennar. So a lot of condos, townhouses here, as you can see. Now these are like the apartment style condominiums right here. This has already been here since at least around 2016, maybe 2017. So they've been around. Now, there's ongoing new developments in that direction. But let me just pan around. We have the bay views right here. The skyline is straight that way. Now, you can see this lot is fenced off. So they've done a lot here. And this will rise, I don't know the designs, but it's soon to rise new apartment buildings. Okay, right here in this lot, which offers amazing views right there from the bay. And here you have these pre-existing condos there, townhouse condos over here, okay. Now we're gonna go for a walk and check out these developments. Yeah, these new buildings right here, new apartments, have really changed the look of the area. It's becoming more vibrant. This used to be just an empty grassy field right here. It's looking really nice too. Check that out. Like I said, this was already here, so they've had these developed since like 2016, 2017. They've been around. But these, they're not fully finished yet, but let's take a closer look. I remember the last time I did a video here, they still had fences here. Okay. So this building right here now, so this is the new building being completed. They're finishing up now. This was already here, this part. And if we look over there, that was already here. So it's coming along the way they finished up that building. Now we're gonna, as we walk, we're gonna go on the other side of the street. So we'll be able to see how it's looking from the other side. Avocet Way, okay. I'm debating whether to walk that way, but we'll keep heading straight for now because there's a new apartments that's finishing up here as well. So we're gonna take a look at that. So we're just gonna make a loop and show you the bay views from here. So a lot of developments going on here. So I've read their plans. It's like Mission Bay, which is along 3rd Street, hugs the bay. It's supposed to spread south through here. That development, so it's going to become kind of like mainstream. Okay, so look at this. So it's this apartment building. It's looking really nice too. Look at that. It's coming along. All right, let's walk over here. Yeah, it seems like it's almost completed. So this is Inez Court and Coleman. It says Mercy Housing, but yeah, look at it. Looks really nice. But let me loop around here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's really windy here, which is normal. We have the wind coming from the bay. You really don't need an air condition here. Just open your window, you'll feel that breeze. Okay, look, the doorway's open. Looks like they have a nice courtyard when you enter. Okay. Oh, look at this artwork here. And they made it like a mural. Look at that. It looks really nice. Okay. I remember this area right here, it was a park, one of the parklets here, but it offers you views of the bay right there and the old crane from the shipbuilding days. And we have this one of their pocket parks right here. But let's take a walk so we can get a better view of the bay from this vantage point. Yes, looking really nice too. So these garage townhomes, they've been here prior to this, around 2016, 2017.
Abandoned building.
Now from there, that's still part of the old naval base. It's fenced off. And maybe when I walk around to that other area, I can show you their fence line. But from there, they've maintained that big crane, I guess, to symbolize the shipbuilding history here. And I've heard that eventually, at the bottom of the hill, the old Navy base, it's going to become residential housing eventually. So, all right. And from here, these are finishing up. I mean, they kind of finished up sometime late last year. These are more of the condominiums right here. So a lot of developments. But these are the garage homes. But we're gonna swing back around and go towards their main park area and catch a glimpse of the bay from there. All right. All right, walk over here.
Wala pa rin lumilipat dito, no?
I guess not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're still finishing up.
Yeah.
So these were already here, part of the Leonard developments. Oh, look what I noticed here. These condos, I guess they're doing a facelift on their exterior here. So this is pre-existing. They're just, I guess, doing some renovating. Okay.
They want it to be fresh.
Nice sunny weather. And on this spot, we're not allowed to have like outdoor grills, you know, on our immediate vicinity. So this is where I would go to grill. I'd bring my portable grill and fire it up in those picnic tables over there. I would go pack them up in the trunk of my car, park here, and light it up. I haven't grilled this year yet, but you know, it's spring, the weather's getting nicer, so I'm gonna have to fire it up pretty soon, right over here.
We can fire some inside. What a beautiful day.
And here we go again. We'll catch a better glimpse of the Old Navy base here, along with the crane straight ahead. And from beyond, you can see cargo ships, I guess, waiting to offload. We might be able to see it from here. There's a cargo pier towards the left over there on the coast, more towards India Basin. So I guess that's probably where this is where they stage before they head to the cargo point to offload their goods. Before, I've seen them here. Before, there was a time I've seen dozens of ships just waiting from here. From beyond over there, across the bay, the freeway is over there, Freeway 101. 101 south will take you towards San Mateo, towards the airport. All right. So as they build more units, those units become being turned over to residents, new incoming residents. You're gonna get a lot more people here. I've noticed the parking has been tight because right now a lot of the construction workers are parking here. So it's just gonna become more, I guess, more dense with people moving in. So that's, and then I showed you the lot on the corner when I first started the video. That's gonna be developed. So in the next 3 years or so, I'm sure it's gonna finish up. I've read this before that shrimping was here. They were harvest shrimps here. A lot of the Chinese immigrants would do that. All right. So we're on this trail here, and they have this picture frame looking thing. I've taken pictures here before, so this is what they call it, Mildred Howard frame. It's a Rococo style frame set with landscape. Let me go take a picture. All right, here we go. Let's continue on to this trail, and you will be able to see the fence line for the old naval base.
And you can see
From what I read, the old naval base there is fenced off. They say it's contaminated, so it's actively being cleaned up. Now, what are the contaminants? I've heard nuclear waste as one. Two, that the soil is contaminated, likely from like oil, shipping oil. Oil used to fire up the ships. It's seeped through, I guess, from the water to the seabed. So there's contamination there. Something along those lines. So eventually, as they're fully cleaned by whatever standards, the housing developments will proceed. There's a trail there, but we're gonna take this path. Okay, that's that artwork over there.
sculpture.
Coleman Bluff. Okay. So this area staged civil rights movements in the 1960s. Even though that we live here, we don't get to walk around as often as we would like. So taking that opportunity, since we have some nice weather, go for a walk. Yeah, you see here, aircraft carriers from right here. We were looking at that from the big crane should be over here. So that's, yeah, so that little water area there, dry docks, I guess, service the aircraft carriers. Hunters Point Naval Shipyards. They closed it in 1974. I mean, San Francisco had a huge history of military bases here in San Francisco, but most of, largely they have closed. The last one, the Presidio, was an army post, and they closed off during the 90s. So there's a guard shack right here, and that leads to the entrance for the naval base, which is right over there. Okay. So all this fence line right here is part of the Navy base. Yeah, I mean, here in San Francisco, you have the Presidio, and you have a lot of, I've covered them in videos recently. You have Fort Point, which is the base of the Golden Gate Bridge that's right there. Alcatraz Island was a base as well. The House Artillery. Did my last video, the Black Point Trail. There were artillery emplacements there to cover the bay from invasions. Just imagine, I'm sure in 10 years, this area would be developed. Now, this is what's interesting. You can read it for yourself. It says, caution, no ground disturbance allowed without approval. So what does that tell me if there's no ground disturbance? Right? Disturb the ground, there's some contaminants below the soil here. How many feet below? I'm not sure. And interesting to note, that area I showed first during my video that's being developed now, they've done excavations on the grassy fields there, and they used to have the same sign, do not disturb the ground. And you have construction workers are there, that worked on it to remove mounds of dirt. I mean, hopefully that was something that was safe. Again, do not disturb the ground. This building right there is U.S. Naval Reserve Center. Oh, check this out. They just dumped these here, CO2 cartridges. Wonder what they were using that for. There's more here. All right, we're gonna finish up our walk, but I'm gonna show you the perimeter of that lot being developed. And like I said, I used to see these signs like this over there too. It says, "Do not disturb the ground." But now, what they did last year, at first was they demolished the sidewalk area and rebuilt the sidewalk. And the first thing I noticed what they were doing was adding the sewage lines. So that's what they first did. What they started off first was adding the sewage. Then they built the sidewalks, and then I guess eventually they're gonna start adding the I guess foundations for residential development now. I'm gonna pan it around, and you can see from these fence lines, this spot right here, that's gonna have amazing views of the bay, much closer from this angle. Okay, let me show you the rest of the feed. Earlier I mentioned the cargo ships that were staging from the distance there, from the crane. So that area right there, I've noticed that's where the ships would park to offload, and there's cranes over there, and there's train terminals or trains that leads to there. So I guess they'll load them to the trains, and I guess they're going to be shipped elsewhere. Now from this fence line, these are going to be houses. Like I mentioned before, one of the first things they did was redo the sidewalk and connect the sewage. And again, clearly it's right here. Potential buried hazardous materials. No ground disturbance allowed without approval. Clearly, and this is a fresher signage right here. And what they've done was disturb the ground already. I mean, if you're going to build housing, you're gonna have to dig and lay down foundations. I mean, from here, I can, you can see that there's a dip on the ground there. There's a dip. Now, the ground used to be more level, so they've taken away, how many tons of dirt already to create this dip. It used to be more level from here. It used to be level ground. So this is it's going to be an entrance to the driveway, an entry point, and they carved out a path right here. All right, so this wraps up my update to the Hunters Point Naval Shipyards here, and the new housing's coming along very, very nice. The architecture, I like it. I mean, it's similar to like Mission Bay, the housing there. And we'll finish it up here with these 5 palm trees in the background. So they did keep those, and I'm glad that they did. Who knows how many years they've been here. I'll catch you on the next episode.